Oh, so we kind of go, okay. So the game that I've been thinking about restarting is Dying Light 2,
About you.
which is such
Oh, that's a good game. Yeah.
it's 4-player co-op. So guys, there's 4 of us here. I think
Yeah.
we all probably own maybe Dying Light 2 perhaps.
Mhm.
But it's such an amazing game. And the first Dying Light kind of made you stay indoors at night. So for anyone listening, this is obviously a zombie game. And you have like different little, settlements of humans that are trying to survive in like a zombie apocalypse. And at nighttime, you have these very special infected zombies that you pretty much could not kill. They were very dangerous, and you had to stay indoors at night. The second one forced you to go out into the wilderness at night to complete certain quests. And it's just such a good open world survival zombie multiplayer game. And I remember just that was a very rich game in terms of content and dialogue and voice acting. And I only have like 10 hours into it because I was playing
Is
single
this the one
player.
with the weapons, like in the mounting of the buildings and
Yeah.
and like running across the tops
Yes.
of like
Yes.
roofs
Yeah.
and
It's kind of like
stuff?
parkour.
Parkour.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, fantastic game. It is open world esque, and you have certain quests to go, from location to location. You do not need to go a certain route. I love that. I love open world games where you get to choose how you get from point A to point B. It doesn't force you along a path, and you don't need to do that quest. There are side quests on the way as well, and then you can choose to grind and get better weapons, or you can you can customize your weapons. But these types of games, Dying Light, I would love. I love the co-op games, but we have the technology
Yes. Continue.
to make these games better in the sense of let's combine Dying Light with something like 7 Days to Die. And in the sense of it's a zombie game, there's craftability, there's survivability, and you need to not only gather your resources, build your base, survive the waves, but the world is terraformable. You can you can gather your resources.
Are you screwing with us, or are you describing Minecraft?
It is Minecraft,
So,
but on a better platform.
Okay.
Yeah, like a good engine. So you're saying this. You're basically saying exactly what everyone ever
Why
wants.
Why can't we combine the good aspects of
okay.
all these games together?
There's a very obvious answer to this question.
Okay.
The obvious the obvious answer is the game doesn't need that. Not every game
Doesn't need anything.
The game doesn't need you to build your own base. Not every game needs that. Some games do not need
I like
that.
to hit trees.
Me too. But you have to accept that every game does not require you to build. I'm also there with you. I love building your own shelter and, fortifying and all that stuff. But not every game needs that premise.
Yeah. So Carrie, I'm going to chime in here. I want to chime in here for a second. I agree with you that the game may not need it, but I need it. So
okay. Then
I think that's what the brothers are tuning into right here.
Yeah. So here, listen. This is something I wanted to talk about. Dylan touched on it. Where is Rust 2? I'm waiting. I'm waiting for Rust. You hear me? Listen. If the developers are listening to this podcast, that is my favorite game, and I have been waiting for the perfected version of Rust that brings back the zombies, brings back the base building, brings back the special little pods of areas. I want to have trade with another clan. I want to have trade with the NPCs. I want better physics in the game where I'm jumping across, like buildings and making things a little bit cooler, better graphics. I want better interactions. I want to be able to terraform in Rust. I want to be able to build a base. I want all of these factors in one game. To me, it sounds ridiculous that there isn't. And I've been promised Rust 2.0 for too many years, to the point where I'm getting a little bit frustrated with it. I'm about to make it myself.
Because you're, again, describing a game that doesn't need every single aspect that you just included. So that game would no longer be Rust. It would be called something else. I don't know what it'd be called.
And that's fine. I'll call it something else. But damn it, I want it.
There can be a game that is all inclusive.
Yes.
That is allowed. The reason I say that it might be difficult to do. And I think that's why people haven't done it.
Yes, the budget.
And it's budget wise, but at the same time, it would be a game that you can choose to play it how you want. If you want to play it quest wise, if you want to go, go down the line and just do what you like, go quest to quest to quest and like finish the game, that's up to you. Or if it's open world and you want to build a base, or you want to like do zombie hordes or whatever, that could also be defend it. It can be done.
Of course it can be. Yeah, it just takes money. Now, also I want to touch on real quick. So NVIDIA is making, it's called ACE. Acronym stands for Autonomous Character Engine, I believe. They're going to pretty much integrate the equivalent of like ChatGPT into every NPC in newer video games. Can you imagine? That's going to be
so amazing.
You'll be able to talk, with your mouth, not just like a little drop down selection of like choose A, B, or C. You'll be able to ask an NPC just whatever question you want, and it will answer you within the premise of the game. So if you're playing like a Star Wars game and you see some random bartender of some small bar on Tatooine, you can say, "Hey, how's life on Tatooine?" He'll give you a full explanation. You can say, "Hey, how's the crime?" He'll answer any question you give him, and it will be a different answer every. That's going to be such a monumental change for the video game industry. Or that's going to be coming out for the next couple of years.
Yeah.
Such a freaking amazing milestone.
How are they going to do that? So most games are like in the past. I would say most games you had to have had all of that recorded and all of that memory on like a CD dialogue, whatnot. This obviously is not pre-recorded because if it's AI, so the whole thing has to be done through the internet. So it has to be internet based. Then it's going to be a cloud-based game.
Certain parts of it have to be via some kind of data center somewhere.
There's going to be a server somewhere.
So it's going to be
you just build an LLM. You build an LLM with an understanding world of like, okay, here's all the information that this world it needs, and then they answer off of that database. And you build for each character, you build guardrails. So you say, this character can answer. This is their personality. They answer this way. They know this much about the data set that is provided. They only know a certain amount. Here's their priorities. You give it all these parameters and these guardrails. This is the person within this world. This is the relationship to other characters, and you just do that on repeat. It's advanced prompting, and you build these characters.
But it's going to be absolute. It's linguistic AI still takes a lot of server, like a lot of power, and like they're not going to be able to have that localized to each.
Well, they're getting better at it every day. They're getting better at it every day because it's smarter to be able to pull from certain data.
Project, so it's like years, and you need nuclear energy. Anyway, this is a whole other conversation to have. But they are developing that technology to where you can have an NPC pretty much have the brain of a genius minus the parameters you set. They can answer any question based on the game that it's in, which is going to be incredible versus your typical nonsense of. It'll have one response to this question, one response to this question.
The dialogue options, cool. Like, I came into this talking about my only real experience with a role-playing game being the original Mass Effect trilogy. And I can just right there that those kind of responses would have made all the difference in that game. Not that those games weren't phenomenal. That would have been huge for a game like that. But the moment you start talking about AI in video games, I just started seeing games turning into nothing. The moment you said that, I started seeing games turn into whatever anyone needs them or wants them to be. It's like kind of what I just started.
Eliminate the human aspect of it. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that's at first where you were going with it, and I never think about AI because I don't use AI at all. Like I don't use Chat GPT or anything. Mainly because I'm just like an analog person, and I just don't really know how technology works. Even like as in a band and stuff, I use analog pedals. I do like everything is like very simple. Not even by like choice. It's just who I am. I just like, that's what I gravitate towards. But yeah, I just had a flash of you talking about AI in games, and I just had a flash of us seeing games, let's say even 10 years from now, and a game could kind of be whatever you wanted it to be, which is kind of wild.
It is. Yeah. You'll be able to say, hey, what was that, Derek? Sorry, are you talking?
No, absolutely. I agree with that. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, you could probably prompt AI to be like, hey, make me a game that has zombies and has this and this and this, and boom, go. And then it just makes you a
But
game
what's
within.
instantly so sad about that is all of us four guys.
Yes.
Many of us have never. Some of us have never even met before, and we can gather together over what we've experienced in the past and thinking about that going away in a sense. Maybe
I
I'm
had this
thinking
conversation with Vanessa today.
you did. Okay.
Because like our kid will be born into this world of, how do you moderate AI with, it's just like this whole conversation of, okay, when does this kid have a tablet? What kind of parameters do we set for safety? How much can it talk to AI? Because that's going to be its life. It will be with very advanced AI. And it's just one of those things that's going to be, an ever evolving problem and solution.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, so here, I want you to have maybe take notes, Carrie. No. Like I think this is a very good and valid conversation for your podcast, even. Like to see we've all visualized
Did you say
if you've been
phallic?
if you've
He said
no,
valid.
we've
Valid.
all
Okay, I'm sorry.
valid.
Wow. Dirty
I can
mind.
see where your mind's at. So no, the what I need to what I'm trying to emphasize here is I think it's a very valid conversation that we need to have because obviously not all of us are into AI, but I mean, I've as an engineer, I have my interests. I follow however much I follow, and I I have visualized where AI is going to be affecting games in the immediate future, in the near future, in the a few years from now. Just trying to think where that sphere of influence is going to be most influential, I guess, on the video game world, and so I mean, right now what you're talking about is already happening. They're developing different engines like VO3 or what have you that you do text prompting and you build a video space right in front of you, and it's generating live. So you're typing in, I'm walking forward into this scene, and then dragons come down and fly down, and now I have a sword and I fight these dragons, and this is happening right now. So it very, very rapidly you're going to see guardrails get put on that type of technology, as well as guardrails on NPC uh, personalities, and then you're going to have these beautiful scenarios where it's going to be okay. You think it's open world and you think you can just say or prompt whatever you want, but that will have its limitations. So you're going to have generating worlds where you have, for example, let's use EverQuest as an example. In Everfrost Peaks, you say, hey, I'm going to try to move my character this direction, and it's procedurally generating with decisions that you make, not necessarily procedurally generating with this is a new world every time you walk through it. No, the world is set, but how you interact with the world is not. So now you have stories that you're able to create individually within a certain scope. Like, for the reason why I say this, and I'll be more specific, when we run out of Halas or Halas, however you pronounce it, out into the Everfrost Peaks, uh, you have a tunnel. You have a tunnel that you run through, and you go and you see that this is the world that's set for you. But there's nothing stopping that character from being able to reach down and grab a handful of the snow, and then say, hey, and then like taste the snow or go down in the fire, put your hand to the fire at the entrance of the tunnel and interact with the fire that's already set there. That's going to be new. That's going to be completely something that you're able to do that's never been done before. I mean, we try so hard, like I'll give you a very strong example of something that's been very big in like Skyrim. Uh, People want to pet the dog. People want to lean down, have a pet interaction button. I go and I pet the dog in Red Dead Redemption or whatever video games, they have a dog companion. They want to pet the dog. They want to play with the dog. They want to pick something up and throw it so the dog interacts with it. Pretty soon, we're going to get to a point where AI is like, I try not to be so gloom and doom when it comes to these things. I as an engineer, I think of this as the calculator effect. We all thought engineers and and accountants were going to lose their jobs. No, they just got a hell of a lot better at them. So like this is going to be a tool that we're going to have that's going to make these worlds so beautiful to interact in. And I'm not too worried. Like you say, like you're worried about the video game's going to be gone, right, Zach? I don't think so. I think we're going to have brilliant artists and brilliant storytellers be able to use this and still have guardrails, still create this world, but make it more immersive. And so that's just the optimist in me.
Yeah, I actually totally agree with everything you just said. Knowing that people could use the technology within the context of something.
Yes.
But I still think they're like, it's so funny. So like my nephew is like this wizard. He's like this hilariously smart PC kid. He's probably all of 15 years old and he's made his own games already and he's doing all of that. And that subculture we'll see those things where it's like, yeah, I have AI generate this game for me and I'm playing that. But yeah, I obviously there's still going to be those AAA games or the games that, we all kind of gather to, where within like a Left 4 Dead, imagine what AI probably could have done for a game like that. I bet those, guys look back and like, yeah, we created our own AI, a random generator that like spawned the zombies throughout the game and kept it fresh. You didn't know, but they probably looked at AI within the context of what they were making and were like, this is how we could have made our game better with that. Within the outline, the form of what it is that you're doing in the first place, not losing the concept itself. So yeah, I think you're totally right. I have a habit too of being gloom and doom, and I think there will be a subset of like the modders who have their own games. Are like, yeah, I never really play like mainstream titles. I just kind of mod my own games, and I play AI games and things like that. And then there's going to be people probably more like me who are very surface level gamers who are going to continue on with the mainstream titles that maybe are benefited by new developments, as always have been.
You might get to a point where if that gets oversaturated of the people who are doing all this AI stuff and like it's not good.
Yeah,
and it's not like people are looking for a plot. People are looking for a story that they're not creating
created by a
themselves.
person.
They don't want to create it themselves.
Yeah.
They want something to be read to them.
Yeah.
They want something to be shown to them. So it's going to come to a point where you might be able to reshape your own video game or reshape your own plot, but that's not going to be the point. You're not going to want to do that. Just like you're not going to want to create your own book. You're not going to create your own story. You're going to want to read. You're going to listen, or an audiobook. Like you don't have, not you personally. I'm not attacking you.
The general you.
The general you. You don't have the imagination that someone else has.
Of course.
And you want a new story. You want a new plot to eventually breach your walls. And so that's something that I think is going to happen in the fact that like AI is going to take over. It's not really. It's another tool, like Derek says. Like, they thought calculators were going to be the end of the world. They thought the internet, as soon as the internet was coming around, they thought the internet was going to be the end of their world through education. They thought tablets and laptops were going to be the end of the world. Every single one of these steps, guess what? Wasn't the end of the world. We adapted. We'll change. We'll use these things to our advantage. It might be hard for a year or two, but guess what? We'll take advantage of it and we'll evolve.
Yeah.
And we'll adapt like we always have.
Yeah.
There's definitely some aspects of games that before AI even arrived on the scene, that shows you where the majority of the players want to play the game that's given to them, like Dylan's saying. That's broadens their horizons. I want to hear a story. I want to be immersed in a story. I want to do this. But there are some people who have the next skill or the thought process or the story building abilities to build something on top of what they're provided. I'll give you some strong examples. Everyone online on Halo 2 who played Swords vs. Zombies. That was a version that was built within the physical world that they just did, like slight adjustments and then made their own maps. And then there was Forge. Remember when Forge came out and like Halo, I think it was like Halo 3 or something.
Halo 3.
And you build your own maps,
people were just building maps. Imagine what is going to happen when within a physical engine parameters, like they still lock everything in. Imagine a forge with AI in Halo 3. Imagine like the game types that are going to be built off of this. You have very strong examples of how modded games and people's insights, or the way people think they want to tweak a game, and it turns into something extremely popular. Sometimes it's not the developers that are the most the people. The developers provide an environment to someone who has an ingenious idea that catches on. All Counter-Strike is a Half-Life mod, Team Fortress 2, and then all of a sudden someone goes, you know what? I think we can make this more competitive. I think we can put it in a set scene, and then it's the most played PC game, and most generating game of all time. And I mean, they're making billions. If don't quote
It's
me
kind
on
of a
that.
happy mistake, basically. Yeah.
It's so what's going to happen with this is when you start to unlock these abilities, things are going to people ideas and are going to flourish, and we're going to be hit over and over and over again, tweaks and ideas, mods and ideas, and it's going to build. To me, in my personal opinion, I believe it's going to be beautiful. I think it's going to be an amazing experience, and as players of our age and our generation, not yours, Carrie. Obviously, you're a little bit older. No, but players of our generation who had the ability to experience these original games and then see how far they've come. I think we're the benefit. I mean, these kids are going to grow up and
I
have
think
this
we're the
amazing
benefits,
experience.
yes.
Yeah, exactly. We're the ones that have the benefit of seeing where it came from.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful in that way.
I think it's like I said, I think it's a little bit scary for kids being born now, because they don't know what the normalcy is. So they will be brought up thinking that it'll be normal talking to an AI friend or something that's replacing the human aspect.
Yeah.
And to me, it's a little bit scary now that I'm thinking about having like a kid. I'm like, okay, how do I moderate this in some way to? It's a little scary to think about. It's also, it sounds great because I can be like, well, just use a tablet when you're 5, and you can talk to an AI friend that has parameters, that's safety and all that stuff, and you can use it to give you educational feedback and help you develop your personal social, all that stuff. But yeah, we had the privilege of seeing the evolutionary progress of AI, and we know what's normal. Anyway, this is a whole different podcast, guys. All right,
I think we should.
This is
Yeah,
a
I
whole
know.
different podcast.
It really
This
is.
is another conversation
Yeah,
entirely.
this will be a part 2.
You know what needs guardrails? This script. That's it.
Oh, wow.
By the way,
We're
dude,
halfway
we have
through here.
we have a script we're supposed to talk about, and we haven't touched any of this.
A little bit.
Yeah.
All right, we'll get back on track. This kind of okay, so we kind of answered this question, but are there any new or old gaming concepts you guys wish they would start to remake from like a previous game, or is there some kind of concept you guys wish they would make for a game that just hasn't been done yet?
I already said my concept.
What was that?
You didn't agree with, but
What was that?
but you said it was too much.
Minecraft and Dying Light.
Basically, I
yes,
wanted an
that's-
open world survival.
That's not a new concept,
like
though.
it's not a new concept, but it's a combination.
You want
of
everything in one package.
It's not just everything in one package.
It is everything in one package.
It's not like it's a Resident Evil game. It's not like it's a story driven Halo game. It's not like a quest driven, like you have one path to go. It's more of like an open world, like a what do you call it, a 7 Days to Die game, but also not only good graphics, but also you can it's cooperative. There is a quest if you choose to do it, but you don't have to do it one way. It's something like that. But the world's horrible.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think you thought
So-
too
yeah.
deep into this question that I asked.
That's what I want. I just want a game that it gives you options.
Okay.
And there's
No,
not a lot
I
of
like
games
the
that you
idea.
want.
Really deep premise of open worlds, what you're saying.
I agree. Yes,
No.
that's what it is. And like the thing is, it's deep premise, but also there is a quest. There's so many open world games that we play that there is no quest, like Rust or
Yeah, that's true.
Valheim
Yeah.
or some other types of games that we play that there is no like oriented goal or quest line when it could be. Like just imagine Skyrim. Imagine Skyrim being a cooperative game where you can build your base, you could terraform the world. How cool would that be? You can customize your own base. You can and then maybe it's open world in the sense of, hey, it's PvP a little bit, or you can choose it to be
I hate to be
PvP.
devil's advocate here.
Oh my lord! Here we go.
I feel like that would reduce at the same time the level of immersion with the quest line. The more you add to the open world prospect of Skyrim, for example. To me, I like Skyrim because of the immersiveness of the quest line. And I think if you gave it too much of the side content, you can also you can build a house and you can go do random shit with other factions or whatever. At some point, you're going to be so skewed to one side. There's no reason to do the main quest anymore.
That's a good point, Carrie.
So
I will
just,
yield that as a good devil's advocate argument. Okay, I'm in
Don't be
I'm in
around us,
agreement with
Derek.
Dylan. I'm in agreement
Don't
with
suck up to the
Dylan.
freaking person. Don't suck up to the
But
person who's the
he
host. All
brings
right,
a
let's
good
not.
point to the table. But Dylan, listen, to answer more specifically what his question was, instead of like trying to build a new game in front of him, like just an aspect of a game that I miss, the hand holding. I am not a fan of how all the games specifically handhold. I would love to see a game where I get in and they're just like, all right, go. And you're just like, oh, I get to like figure this out.
I agree
And
with that. Yeah, bring
yeah,
back
so
the
like that
furnace
is
of games.
interesting. Yeah, like
That's what we
let
did
me
when
learn.
we started EQ.
Yeah.
We're like, oh wow, we don't
exactly.
know where
Yeah,
we're going.
we
I don't know who
haven't-
to talk to. I don't know where to go. I don't know what resource to get. I agree with that. Like it's like Elder Scrolls Morrowind, EQ. It makes it much like it makes you have to use your brain. Hey, look, I gotta think. I gotta think about something. I gotta
Yeah.
record something down. I gotta actually use my brain.
What about you, Zach? What kind of aspect for you?
Yeah, no. When you talk about the hand holding, I resonate with that. That wasn't where I was going to go with it, but I feel like that has hurt so many things, like in movies now. Like smart dialogue in movies has kind of gone away because there's so much with the exposition movies, the hand holding, to use your term, of like not trusting us to understand what's happening. Or so I really resonate with that. I agree with that. Again, as the analog old man person, I want split screen to come back. I want it to come back. I think that we, the collective we, along with the general you, came together on that in a way that I just do not feel. Looking back on the PS4, we're now halfway through PS5, and I just feel like something culturally is missing with games. My best moments of my entire life playing video games was 10 years ago for sure, and I'm on the couch with my best friend or my brother or my cousin or whoever, and I just want to bring that back, whatever that experience was. That's kind of what I get from games that I want to see return. Now it's almost like would be a new concept now. I mean, again, us looking back as guys who are blowing in the cartridges, we've seen this all come full circle. I would love couch co-op to come back. I think it's like would be practically a new concept nowadays that I want to do again.
That's a good point.
You're underestimating how many years ago that was.
Oh, 100%. What did I say? 10?
You said 10. Yeah, it's 15 or 20. You might be right.
Well, it pulls us back in the conversation of eliminating the human aspect of a lot of the gaming experiences I think we have nowadays. A lot of it's virtual. There's no like couch side by side playing.
Yeah,
I think that's a very important aspect of video gaming. And again, this is a conversation I had with Vanessa this morning, talking about this podcast. I was like, all right, we're talking about this and this, and then that came up, like the human aspect of this. It's important to realize it's with like video games and just like watching TV. It's good. It's healthy to do it with people and not only be by yourself all the time. And it's just more fun that way. It's the entertainment prospect it's elevated. You're social meter is getting filled, and it's just healthy, and I think it fills a lot of check boxes that usually aren't filled with what we experience nowadays with a lot of things.
It gives you something to talk about. It gives you
Yeah,
something to communicate about, like a theory, and like even though it's media, it gives you things like to talk about, like morals wise or morality, or what would you do in this scenario if this happened? Just something to communicate with person A, person B. Like, did you agree with that? Did you like? How did you like that
and this
plot?
conversation will not happen probably with most people being born after today. They'll be like, "What are you talking about?" And that blows my mind.
Yeah.
And again, it has to do with bringing kids up into 2025. It's
Yeah.
just interesting to ponder.
Unless they circle it back for what Zach's talking about, right? Like, unless they
Yeah.
figure out a way to successfully do that. And I don't know. I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful for a society that recognizes the benefits of where we were at certain times, and is able to recycle that. I mean, right now we're in a recycling society when it comes to content, but
Yeah.
I think eventually uh, people will start to realize, because over the period of time, video games are new, guys. Like, video games are new, and we're still learning about them. And I think eventually, like in 5 years or whatever, whenever your child is playing video games, Carrie, like we might have a better understanding of the things that worked, the things that people really enjoyed. Like there's gonna be a new system come out, like the Wii. The Wii came out and was like everyone's like Wii tennis, and everyone was just, playing together in the rooms again. People were playing some of the recycled Nintendo games and we're back in the same room again. Split screen was happening, or they started having like, God view or whatever, and you had multiple characters on the screens, but you had to be there. You had to be there in person again. And that was like an attempt. I remember when the Wii came out and I was like, wow, that they're making co-op in person a thing again. And yeah, it was a big hit. But I think there's going to be a point where they have games like Halo or games like other games that we played where they reach a point. They reach a point where they're able to do it successfully, and I think it'll happen.
Either that will happen, or we're going to have a situation like Cyberdyne from Terminator, where they all kill us. One of the two things will happen. One of the two outcomes will happen. We'll see what happens.
Well, just
Anyway.
think of it this way, man. One, we won't know what's happening because we're gone. The other one is a good thing. So
Yeah,
either way,
But I have a very simple answer to this question. We're asking about gaming concepts. One of them for me was the game Anno 2070, which is like SimCity essentially. But this game you could build on like the surface of the planet, or you could build underwater, like to the same extent. So you could build like an Atlantean city that also bolstered your above surface city. And like, what a cool gaming concept. And this was from like 2013, maybe this came out. So I hope they make a new version of like a Sim City that where you can build like maybe some like moon base, underwater base, earth level base, and have them all like have commerce connected, that type of thing. Because I've seen it happen in older games, and they just haven't made a game recently that has all those different traits. And then like thinking about the previous episode, Derek, Magic Carpet. They need to make another Magic Carpet. What a cool freaking game!
dude, that
You
game
can
was
fly
so
around in a
cool.
Magic Carpet. It's open world. Make a new one where you can make your own bases and harvest mana to make yourself more powerful as like a whatever you are, and
Genie
a sorcerer,
or sorcerer.
and just do your thing. Like, what a cool concept that would be if they could sell it and market it. So those are my
Yeah. What
questions.
what a cool simulation game, that Anno game idea.
It's
Like,
such
what
a
if they
good,
like
easy arcade style game that they could really, I think, add to it and revamp it and
do they
resell it.
have do they have like ultra realistic simulation like world building games or like city building games where it's like, okay, here's nuclear power, here's wind power, here's
Oh yeah, they
hydropower, here's
definitely have all that stuff. They have like
okay.
surviving Mars, which I love, which is where you terraform Mars, and they have all that stuff. But none of the I don't know, none of them really have
Well, I mean,
everything.
I'm saying realistic as in like you got to work with the budget of the government. now you gotta sway government to somehow get like funding into renewable energy, and it's like a little bit mixture of not just world building, but like how do we actually
Politics and red tape.
how do we make this actually happen
Yeah.
with a certain scenario with like what they should, it's like Madden. It's like Madden 2004, 2005. It's like, okay, this is real world sim renewable energy 2015, 2025. Like, what are you going to do to fix the problem? Like
Yeah,
I think that'd be interesting.
I mean, maybe they have that. I don't know, but I just miss, for some reason, the underwater building, the surface level building, and maybe add some kind of a,
Mhm.
sky building or moon base. It was just a cool idea, and they just haven't made that physics.
Is that the reason why you like that game, Subnautica?
Subnautica is just such a cool idea. That's purely aquatic, underwater base building.
Yeah, it's base building underwater, and you love that game. I know you do. So it's just like not everyone likes being underwater. There is a fear of being underwater for a lot of people, and people just don't like, even in video games.
People need to overcome their fears and play Subnautica.
Okay, so just overcome your phobias and the game. That's hey.
Okay.
You heard it here first. So.
Says the guy who has a diver's license. And
you get to make that argument though with anything, right? You start a game, eventually you're gonna have to kill a dragon at some point, right? So gotta face your fears or not play the game.
I think there's a differential, or there's a separation here. Some things are more fantasy based. Some things are more realistic. That could be like, something that you could actually do and is scary to you in real life.
Well,
versus being underwater, a real person could swim underwater.
We're going to have this discussion again after we play Subnautica 2 together.
Okay.
We'll see how you feel about it.
I'm just saying, like, some scenarios are more realistic and can be scary. Some are so wildly out there as a fantasy, it doesn't apply to your fears and your phobias.
Okay, Dylan. Well, listen, you can't declare what my fears and phobias are. I have issues slaying my dragons every day.
Yeah, because we're facing dragons. No one's batting an eye to a draconian or a dragon or some lion that's attacking. But going underwater and seeing a shark, fuck that.
Yeah,
like that is something that you can do in real life, and that is a phobia that most people have. And I'm just saying that scares a lot of people. And I know one of our best friends, Sam Mack, would not even touch that game because of that reason. And it's a real phobia that people have. And it's because it's more realistic, and it's because of that reason it makes it that much scarier.
I agree. What do you mind if I grab one of your Guinnesses real quick, Zach?
Oh, guys, drink them.
I'll be back in 2 seconds, guys.
Yes, please drink them.
I have a story about Sunken Lands.
Oh,
that shitty early access game. I'll be right back.
Well, okay, Carrie.
So,
he hears
I
still
have to. I know we're still recording, but I do have to go. So
he's got to go.
I will let you. I'm gonna have to exit the podcast.
Okay. I was just about to ask you guys, who's older?
He is by 12 minutes.
By 12. I didn't want to assume you guys were twins, but I thought you guys were twins. Okay. Yeah, because you guys look very similar. Are you guys identical twins?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I mean, you guys look exactly the same. And obviously I'm looking at you on a screen.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
I grew my hair out a little bit and I shaved my face, I make the right decisions, and there's the example. There's the example of the wrong ones right there.
I mean, is it okay that he drops out in the middle of this or not?
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay. Well, thanks, guys. Thank you, Carrie. Nice to meet you, Zach.
Dude, Dylan, nice meeting you.
It's always good to see you.
Look at Dark.
All right.
All the best, man. Take care.
See you, man. Wait, is he going to darts? Is that why he's leaving?
Yes.
Son of a
Darts? What's darts?
I thought he was going to see his girlfriend or something.
Oh, literally darts. I thought you were talking about clubs.
Very,
now I'm actually very
He's
angry.
actually going to play darts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you joking?
No, he's in the league.
He's in a dart league.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you guys have?
That's why he said he can only play if we started earlier.
Okay.
So yeah. All right, sorry, Thomas. Yeah,
like actual legitimate excuse to leaving. That's
that is a legitimate excuse.
Oh,
what the fuck?
He's 3 hours.
I run darts in Sarasota. I'm the president. Like, what the hell?
A president?
Yeah,
It's 6 o'clock.
Tuesday, not all the nights, but Tuesday. We
All right. All right.
Anyway, darts is a thing.
It is a thing.
No, I remember playing Sunken Lands, which is an early access game, Zach, that like you do a lot of underwater stuff. Okay, so it's like Waterworld with Kevin Costner. Remember that movie?
I know a lot about the movie. I haven't watched it.
Okay, so pretty much the entire Earth is water.
It was
right?
water,
And,
yes.
like the glaciers melt or whatever. Yeah. Sunken Land is that, so you base build on just water, but you have to go obviously underwater to get loot and stuff from the previous civilization. But yeah, one of the fears in that game are the sharks because you're underwater. And I remember I had to go down to this certain like skyscraper underwater to go collect loot, and Sam was watching my stream or something.
Oh,
Yeah.
I played this game with you.
Yeah, we all played it together.
Oh my
Me,
gosh,
you,
I played.
Derek, and
Yeah,
Sam. Very briefly.
It was a very brief game. Yeah.
And I remember I was streaming. Sam was watching my stream, and he's like, "There's a shark over there," and I was like, "I know." And then there was like a silhouette of like a shark like right above me, and I was like, "Oh, I think it was a shark." And then like it was like in my face, and like all of us were like, "Fuck," like freaking out. And it was terrifying. I will admit, like that's a pretty legitimate fear to have, like a shark being in your face, like
100%.
deep dark water. I'll never forget that moment. I wish I was recording because it was pretty damn funny. But we were all like yelling and freaking
Sam
out. Big fucking shark.
was screaming.
Yeah, we were all
Wow.
screaming.
He was screaming at the top of his lungs.
See, that's fascinating because I think I don't think that would scare me in a game. I don't think, but I am really afraid of sharks. I even had a very close encounter with a shark last summer on Siesta Key.
No,
very,
really?
very close encounter. It was very scary. And I'm terrified of sharks. And hopefully that'll never happen again. Hopefully that was like a once in a lifetime. Yeah, I was in Siesta Key. I heard it before I saw it.
You heard it?
I
You
heard
it.
This shark must have been. I don't know anything about sharks. I guess it was moving very fast, so I could hear it, and it was on the surface of the water, so I could hear it tearing through the water.
Interesting.
And it was me, my little brother, and my cousin. We were on Siesta Key, and this thing was so fucking loud. I was like, "What the fuck is that?" And I turned around, and we all turned around, and this
See the fin, and you see all that.
dude, it was perfect. It was probably like a 5 or 6 foot long shark, and it was going 20 miles an hour. How fast do they fucking go, dude?
Yeah,
Like,
they go pretty fast. Yeah.
because like in an aquarium, they don't move like this. Like, and that was like a whole.
In the zoo, they don't look
And
like
so
that.
the three of us, we literally formed a human fucking triangle. We were arm step lock, and my brother later looked up. He thinks it was a black tip shark, is what he thinks it was.
And it wasn't a dolphin, I'm assuming.
Dude,
Okay,
no, it was not a dolphin.
Okay.
We were like arm length, and we're like going together, and we grabbing everybody around. It's like, come on, like there's a shark just went right between you guys. Like,
Isn't that crazy? Wow.
It's amazing, and it didn't seem like it had any ill will to us. I mean, it flew by, but the power, the physical ability. I mean, you guys must have shark stories.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
But most sharks don't care about you.
Yeah.
And it's most sharks are smaller than you or about the same size as you, and they're not going to even try to attack you. It's just unless you do something stupid next to them. But like you get to certain sharks that actually are very aggressive, and we're lucky enough to be in an area where the aggressive the aggressive sharks are not normal.
Okay.
So like we won't get a lot of shark attacks where we are. And if you do get a shark attack, you fucked up. You did something wrong.
Usually.
yeah,
Not always.
Not always.
Usually,
You're right.
yeah.
But even if they do attack you, they're not going to kill you.
Mm.
And you might get a bite or something like that. But we don't have very large sharks in the Gulf. In the Gulf, at least. If you're going into the east coast of Florida, that's a different story. You're in the Atlantic. But like in the Gulf, the very large sharks don't tend to go in waters that are 4 to 5 foot deep. On our beaches, with like we're like 5 to 10 foot deep all the way down to because we have all the sandbars and stuff, so we're not getting very large sharks. But if you're on a different coast, completely different story. But at the same time, also not very aggressive sharks. So I say this, but like we don't have a lot of shark attacks. But it's like 7 a year or something like that. But most of the time people aren't in the water. So that's also a skewed statistic. Some people are like, some people are like, oh, there's only 7 shark attacks a year or 7 deaths or whatever. Yeah. How many times, like how much of your life are you actually in the water?
Per capita.
Per capita.
Basically.
Like you're in the ocean 1% of your life.
Right,
That's a strong number.
Yeah,
1% of your life you're in the ocean. And there's that many deaths. Yes, I get more cows kill people per capita in the United States, but we're on land
Right.
hell of a lot more than we are in the water.
Yeah.
So
I'm even afraid of the fish. I had a terrible experience with a snook this weekend. Okay. I didn't know what the fuck a snook was, but I made sure to find out after this damn fucking fish, dude. So is that a problem? Like, what is that?
No,
this fish was up in my face and would not leave me alone.
snook are great.
It was a
Great to
com-
fish. They're great to fish.
It was and that's what it says on Google. It's like it's a great fishing fish. And then I was like, so why? So I Googled, so why wouldn't it leave me alone? and it said there were 2 reasons. They're like, okay, it's either using you as a shield, or it's just interested in you. It's just curious about what you're doing.
They're very curious fish.
It
That's why
was-
they're good fishing.
Yeah, but I was very scared by this fish. I would swat at it and it would move and then come right back to me, just staring at me with its ugly face. And I hated it.
I hate it.
That was me with a tarpon, like a big tarpon. They're a big fucking fish.
Yeah.
They probably weigh 400 pounds, pure muscle, and they're fast. They're like a bullet. And I had a few snorkeling. I was trying to find a manatee in Crystal River, and the water was like dark and murky, so you couldn't see like more than 3 feet. And I saw this massive silhouette, like probably going 40 miles an hour past me. And I thought it was like a huge shark or something, but it was just a tarpon. But when you're by yourself in like a canal that's probably 20 feet deep, you see like a shadow that's long.
Yeah, it's very
like
scary.
long as this room, fast. It's
That's terrifying.
it's pretty terrifying. Yeah, and it was just tarpon. They don't mess with humans, but
Yeah.
you're scared. Your adrenaline, your chemicals are just like pumping. Yeah, it's the same thing.
I'm glad I had this experience. I recently was on a flight with this guy who was a former like TV show game hunter guy. And he was telling me about, he said he came here tarpon fishing, which is why I was on the flight with him. We were flying to Indiana together. And I sat next to this guy and he was like, it was like a lifelong dream of him to fish for tarpon, which I don't know any of like what goes into that. Like, I don't know if that's complicated to do or
too. Yeah,
that's why he was here. And but he was like literally a TV personality. I have his name on my phone. And that's the only reason I know what that fish is. It's because this random dude.
Yeah.
And that's why you go down to like Boca and you go down to like all these places. You go tarpon fishing like that. It's a fun thing to do. You go offshore and the tarpon routes are southwest of Florida and they go through the the islands, all that. They're fun. They're you have to have special rods for like deep sea fishing and you can pull that stuff up. They're not 400 pounds.
No, dude, they're probably more than that.
No,
Are you kidding me?
No,
They're
like 100.
No.
I guarantee you, smallest tarpon are going to be like 70 pounds. The largest ones are going to be like 200. Like,
And okay, you're saying they're double that?
he's saying they're 400, or no, he's saying they're bigger. That's ridiculous.
Right.
They biggest tarpon, 200 something pounds,
Okay.
guaranteed.
286 pounds.
Let's just split the difference.
Wait, who's right? I'm just saying,
Let's
that's
say
the
we're
largest tarpon possible.
Okay.
Most tarpon are going to
It
be around like
feels-
80, 100 pounds, if that.
It feels a lot bigger when it's next to you.
I mean, tell you, like having a tarpon on a hook. Oh my gosh, you have to have like a vest. You have to have the
I was about to say,
reel. You have to have
We had a
thing,
tarpon.
and you have to put your foot against the thing, and you have to, and it takes time to reel that.
They
stuff
have
in.
no body. It's pure muscle.
Yeah,
It's like a
It
muscle
takes
machine.
it can take an hour.
I was about to say, for the three of us guys,
it would break every bone in
Yeah.
your body.
Like
It
the
was
full
all
speed,
gas.
yeah, 100%.
at some point, what's the difference between a fish that weighs 300 pounds and a fish that weighs 400 pounds?
There's no difference.
Like, what's
There is
to
no
you at
difference.
some point?
That's 200 pound. Yeah, a 200 pound fish is still terrifying
crazy.
fish to experience in the water.
Yeah, I probably could not bench press that fish right now. Much less reel that bastard in the water.
Yeah.
That reminds me of the last shark story before I derail this any further. I was at Sharky's and some like 15-year-old kids reel in this huge shark. And they like pull it in, it's on the beach. Like they were on the dock and they walk it in and everybody's freaking out. I'm freaking out. And these kids, they're like 15. They get on its back, they pull its mouth open. I'm like, guys, like, come on, like this thing could bite your fingers off. Like, but they're clearly like Florida boys or something. They knew what they were doing. And I was, of course, impressed. My wife must have been blushing. But but like those giant fish are out there. That shark was big. And the one I saw, maybe I'm underselling it because the shark that went past me was so loud when it came by, and the power of it going through the water was just incredible.
The fact you heard it before you saw it's pretty terrifying.
It was really scary. So I'm assuming it was chasing something.
Yeah,
because
like
its tail was ripping through the water. So I'm guessing it was chasing something.
Yeah, it has to. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Okay, guys. Last question for this episode: if you could step inside any, world of a game, and stay there for a week, is there a certain game you have in mind? I don't have an answer to this question. I'm just curious what you guys come up with.
Yeah, I had my answer instantly when I read this, when you texted this to me.
Don't have an answer. Oh, wow. Am I supposed to answer? Okay, you go
Yeah,
ahead.
go ahead.
Okay.
Zach, yeah.
I think that 100% for me, I'm going to choose probably a Spider-Man video game. Like Spider-Man is like he's a fully physically liberated guy. I mean, there's no physical limitation to him. He short of flying, and he practically flies. He can scale any wall, and he's super strong, and he's super fast, and he's like that agility. I think like even in the afterlife, I'm like, God, let me swing a Spider-Man for like 20 minutes. Let me just do it.
So when you
100%.
when you heard this, when you saw this question,
I knew instantly.
if you could step inside any game world and live
Okay,
for a week,
let me narrow.
you're playing the main character, is what you're saying.
I want to be Spider-Man swinging around.
Okay, so it's not just you being in that world or the environment, but you're
interesting.
also playing the main protagonist.
I guess I'm imagining when I phrased Carrie's question in my mind, literally I didn't have like I'm just
phrased it differently, which is interesting.
Yeah. I imagined. I mean, number one, I imagined that I had to be who you played in the game. I guess was the first thing I thought, and then I was narrowing it down, and then I would have had to have chosen like a superhero character just because
It'd be amazing to be a superhero.
Yeah, like literally just give me one of the superhero characters, and that would be my answer.
Okay, well, the first thing that comes to my mind, and I wish I looked at this earlier, and trust me, Carrie gave me this way ahead of time, and I did not look at it. That's my own fault. But I would say that the first thing off my mind right now is the environment I would like to be in and how the environment is portrayed. I would like to be in No Man's Sky.
Wow.
Yep.
That'd be
because it is an environment where you can build your base and your habitat and your world, your life on any world you want. And then you can have a type of spaceship, and also now with the updates, any type of customizable spaceship, which is your living quarters from going from point A to point B, from this star system to another star system. And it allows you to experience not only your worlds, but a lot of other different worlds as well. And also trade routes and things and like, within the solar system or within the galaxy itself. And you can do hyperdrives. You can go from, all these different types of like, star systems, and you can choose where you want to sit and habitate. And like realistically, not to bring back what I said earlier, but if No Man's Sky allowed you to have more customizability in the sense of your base building, terraforming, and resource gathering on the worlds, the thing is they do that. You can gather resources and stuff like that, and you can build your base on these worlds, but it's not enough in my opinion. So if you were able to terraform or base build, which much more customizability on these worlds, you could travel any world, to any star system. Every single world is different. Every single galaxy, every single solar system is different. Like you have a different star. You have a different. Sometimes you're living on a moon, or sometimes you're living on a main planet inside of a system, and they all have their own environmental effects. They have their own terrain. They have their own atmospheric effects. And so sometimes you can pick and choose whatever you want.
Yeah.
You just keep traveling until you find some location that you want to create your domicile at, and or where's your hearth, like where's your home, and you get to choose that. I love that about No Man's Sky. And like you can build your own ship, you can leave, and you can do quests, you can kill pirates, you could do other things, but you can also come back home and customize yourself. So I love No Man's Sky. If I was to step into any game world and live there for a week, it would probably be No Man's Sky, and I would hope that would allow me to see other worlds.
We all have very different psychological answers.
Yeah, I'm impressed by your answer. I'm
So
interested
you're
to
like
hear
pure superhero.
I like
it'd
maybe
cool,
too
like
simple answering my.
no. It's I think it's fascinating to me how you're like pure super, like, what can I do physically, or like what can I do differently from like a typical life experience.
Yeah.
You're more like, what can I explore if I had like a sci-fi fantasy. Mine is gonna be Dave the Diver.
Tell me, who is this man?
Dave the Diver.
More water.
So So I was expecting this answer to be more of like a vacation, right? So I'm thinking, so Dave the Diver is a game where you play a guy called Dan, who's a diver in Hawaii. All he does is like spearfish to collect fresh fish for his sushi restaurant.
That's good.
That's his existence.
What is the game called? Dave the Diver?
It is.
Okay,
It's like an indie style game where you just go around and you find fish.
that sounds wonderful.
Do you get rid of like invasive fish like lions?
You do, yes. You get paid for it.
You get paid for.
You do.
Wait,
yes.
that was a complete.
Yeah,
You
I thought you were just trolling.
Like you get rid of lionfish, like
It's
which
a
are
very
invasive?
in-depth game for it being an indie game. You do, yes. You get paid for eliminating certain types of fish.
He's way ahead of you, dude.
But the premise of the game is to collect fresh protein for your sushi gig, which is like, some little hodunk town in Hawaii, right?
I'm changing my answer. I'm changing my answer to your answer.
I'm just imagining like a very chill, simplistic lifestyle for a week, collecting fresh fish for this
For
guy's
your sushi
restaurant.
That's the coolest thing I've ever heard. And you know what's crazy is somebody probably really has this lifestyle.
Oh, of course. Yeah, of course they do. Yeah. So we all have very different answers. It's just funny. Like superhero, sci-fi, deep space.
But I've changed my answer. I've already changed it.
Most simplistic answer.
I've already changed
That's if I could be there for a week and just fit, like, I don't like killing fish.
But how deep does that game go? Like, do you like you take the fish? Does it show you like prepare it, or?
I mean, yeah, no, it does. You actually manage the restaurant. So the game started off very simplistic. All you did originally was you kill fish, you spear fish, and then you make them into fresh sushi rolls or whatever, right? Sushi nigiri and sashimi. But they've added a lot of content over the years. Now you can do a lot of stuff. But the overall premise of the game is to collect fish. You make it into intricate and fresh, recipes and dishes for your sushi restaurant. And you have food critics, somebody to like, help judge your dishes and your plates. That's all the entire game is.
Can I ask, what is the island described? Which island you're on in the game?
I had no idea.
So I think we need Sean Gingrich and Harry Long, who are both sushi chefs for a very long time, to look at this game. Shout out to Sean and Harry.
Okay, so
to actually look at this game and see how applicable it is.
So I work at Japan, the sushi restaurant, as well. Yeah. Now, I have taken pictures of their sashimi combo plates, which are beautiful. Like they have like some king salmon and some yellowtail and some regular salmon, escalar, octopus, cuttlefish. Like they have everything, right? Looks beautiful. Garnishes and all that stuff. I am going to soon create a video edit of their plates at Japan and put them into Dave the Diver, the game, and merge it all together to make
Is it
a
that
little short.
Is it that customizable? You can actually put your own plating.
I can do that. Yes, I will do that. Yeah.
You can put your own plating in the game.
So what I'm envisioning, right? I'm envisioning this guy called Dave spearfishing, right?
Yeah.
The usual in the game. I'm gonna rip it from the game. There are certain scenes from the game where you're at your restaurant selling your fish you caught that day, and food critics come by to help judge your dishes and help either, you know, amplify your sales or reduce them if they're not good dishes. I'm going to add images that I've caught from the restaurant that I work in, add some kind of like a cartoony filter, implement them into the game, add the J-Pan Sushi logo
Really?
to the restaurant in the game, and implement it so it looks like it's like a J-Pan Sushi restaurant in this game, Dave the Diver. And anyways, I'm going to do it, and I'll let you know how it goes.
That's gonna be really cool.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it next
Talk to
time.
the owners. Talk to them about that. Like,
I'm gonna ask them and see if I have their permission and edit their Instagram or whatever, tag them, you know. And
talk to Daniel. Talk to all.
I will. Yeah. How do you know the owner is Daniel?
I've known them
Oh wow. Okay.
through Sean. Through Sean Gingrich. Hello,
Yeah,
Sean.
Okay. So I'm gonna do that. Some of my projects and put out.
That's just aspirational to be a fisherman in Hawaii, and I just fish for a sushi restaurant.
That's
the coolest lifestyle possible.
It's such a simplistic lifestyle. It's such like being like a beekeeper. Like you're just collecting your honey for your that's your profession, right?
As the self-proclaimed
do.
analog guy on this very digital topic of video games, 100%, I want to do that.
I think we've labeled a lot of professions to be like you need to do this and this and this to be respected, right? But I think a lot of professions nowadays are should be simplified, and you do one thing and you become a master of that craft. I think that's been kind of like lost over time in our society, and people expect you to be like some kind of like a rocket scientist, right? But if you're skilled at what your single job is, whether it's a plumber or whatever it is, that's a very respectable for
to master anything is a major accomplishment. Apparently it's often misquoted as jack of all trades, master of none.
Yeah.
But supposedly the real original phrasing is jack of all trades, master of one.
Oh, interesting.
To be a master of something, which you should be.
Yeah, exactly.
And yeah, that'd be phenomenal. I'm a huge Hawaii guy. Not that I go there all the time, but I encourage people to do it. I've only been to Oahu twice, but let's make it happen. Let's do it.
Yeah. So yeah, but it's just funny. Okay, so Spider-Man.
No, I've already changed my answer. I just copied your answer.
I'm normally not a sci-fi person.
I mean, I would change my answer to yours. I mean, yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, I'm normally not a sci-fi person. I see the faults in many things sci-fi, and it bothers me to the core. But it's just because of who I am and my background. But I do like the premise of No Man's Sky, and I think they can build on what they do. But yes, and then
that's why I like questions like this, because it kind of shows different, mental, whatever you want to call it, different answers to this question. Like everyone has their own mental framework, and usually everyone's answer is very different. I think that's fascinating.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Well, very different answers.
Yeah, really
So
different
cool.
answers.
Yeah.
It is cool.
So cool.
this is the best. That's the best question, actually.
Yeah, that was the best question. 100%. Well done.
Well, guys, thank you so much for being back here. So
Thank you for having us.
you.
Thanks for having us. Great meeting your the other you.
Oh, the other me, Derek, who signed out early because he has.
I thought he had a real excuse, but it's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's real to me, Derek.
Yes.
All right, guys, I appreciate you, and hopefully we'll see you again. So.
Yep. Let's do it again.
Hi, guys.
Thanks, Carrie.
Good night. Thank you.
Had a great time.
All right. That was good.
That was good.
Good. Yeah. Well done, guys. It was fun.
Well done.